What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's episode of completely unnecessary, useless tricks that are really cool. Here's the first one. You can skip this wall run here. It's pretty hard to do. You're gonna do dash strike across this gap, like just kind of weird, and you're gonna block, and you're gonna be able to jump onto this other ledge. There we go. Now this is right after stock cutscene skip. You can just dash strike with F11 through this push wall. A little bit of time save there. Now we're going to skip another cutscene here for the Imperial Refinery introduction. And what we're going to do is another dash strike with F11 to PBC through the cutscene trigger. Okay, so we dash strike through that cutscene trigger there. Probably saves between 7 and 10 seconds, I would say. Okay, so as you can see, this is Purge Trooper skip, and we're up on top of this roof. I'm inside this wall here, but you can't really see me right now. But what I did is I TLJ'd off of these stormtroopers up onto the roof. And it's important that you stay on the far left side of the roof as you approach this room. Because if you get too close to the right side, it's going to load. There's a loading trigger somewhere along here that loads in these areas. Even though they're already loaded, there's some sort of loading trigger in here that causes this room, the cutter room that we're going to skip, the Purge Trooper, would normally be down here that you would fight and go through this crawl space. And the loading trigger is right next to this computer console right here. So you want to drop down to the left of the console, and we're heading or dashing in a straight line past the console and through this wall before it loads. And since my computer is really good, it's like really hard to do this, but if you use F11, it makes it lag more, so it's like really easy to do. We're coming in here, dropping down into this room where these invisible stormtroopers are fighting. And as you can see, it's not loaded, and the loading trigger is, I'm going to walk a little bit forward here, F11, and it's going to slow the loading process just enough. Now, if your computer is slow, then you can do that without using F11. But for me, F11 is a useful tool for that.
You sure you want to plug into this thing? Okay. Oh, shortcut. That's why you wanted to move this thing.
Now, so normally we would go this way and stuff, but I'm going to show you guys like another kind of cool thing here. These enemies spawned in. I'm gonna climb up here, up these boxes, and it's very important that this stormtrooper here is all the way in the corner as close as possible, because for some reason you can pull the target lock on this guy for an extremely long time, but he needs to be very close. We use this to skip overcharge, but we don't skip overcharge because this process is extremely slow. So let's try and get him close enough. I'm going to do a block TLJ up here, and hopefully he's close enough that I'm going to be able to. No, I lost target lock. Very important that you are able to keep the target lock all the way up. Okay, it looks like they have de-aggroed me, and now I'm out of combat. I'm going to do this TLJ again. Up here, another TLJ over this little thing here onto this, and where we are now is like near the rooftop battle fight. So move left more, and like you can see how ridiculously far away I am from this guy, and I have no idea how I'm able to hold the target lock on him for this long, and I'm not sure what Cal's doing either. And TLJ from this point up onto the rooftop battle, which is currently unloaded. Again, this is all completely pointless, but at the same time, it's cool. And it's going to load in once you just drop down this elevator shaft. The enemies will spawn. And we can go this way. And these enemies don't come past this door, so you're fine. And now here's something also completely useless, but at the same time cool. I don't have poles, so I can't get across this gap. And I don't need to get across this gap because I can just go this way and come around the long way. But we're just going to jump across. So the ledge on this other side is not grabbable. And these pipes here block you if you try to do a proper jump cancel. So what I'm going to do is jump cancel my dash strike. All right, now that we're out of combat, I'm going to jump cancel my dash strike into the corner here, and there's some invisible geometry that you can land on in the corner and then block, jump up onto this ledge. Okay, so if you end up here, you can actually like slowly make your way up the ledge, blocking and jumping. Like that. And then I'm gonna jump cancel my way back across this way, grab this ledge. Now, I think if I lower my frame rate here, I was doing a 45 FPS before, it was easier. Yeah, totally. Well, I still ended up in this spot. There we go, perfect. Some reason on higher frame rates you get pushed more off to the side, but that was perfectly executed. As I said, this ledge is not grabbable, and you can't, I don't have pull, so yeah, I can't pull that thing down, but I can push it. These are the things I like to do when I'm not speedrunning the game. I've always wanted to make it across that gap, and I can never really figure out a way to do it. Also a ledge here you can kind of like wiggle across, but I wasn't able to make the jump fully. Anyways, that's it for this episode of cool but useless tricks in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Well, some of them were useless, others were very useful. The PBC through the push wall and the PBC through the Kashyyyk Imperial Refinery cutscene trigger. Definite time saves there, and the sort of PBC Purge Trooper skip thingy that I did with F11 to slow down my loading time is extremely useful for me. So that's it. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a thumbs up. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel if you choose to do so. Thank you guys. Take it easy.